Welcome in, everyone, to another edition of the Georgia Alabama Sports Live Show from the Colin Scroggins 2 News Studios. Finally, we are back here live, getting you ready for all what's coming up this week. We're breaking down the brackets, dropping high school baseball and basketball power rankings. We got a ton we're getting into. Big Rich, how you doing, man?
What is going on, Thrift? All I gotta say is USA. Yes, that's what I wanted to start the show off with. I'm feeling a little patriotic today.
As he's making mention of the men's and women's team won gold over Canada and did a great job up there representing our country. All right, we are presented by Glenn Smith Chevrolet, GMC, Coca-Cola, and Kinetic Credit Union. Man, oh man, we had a lot of fun in Macon. Quarterfinals we did for the GIAA, and two local teams, Pacelli boys and girls, played in it. The girls had a tough one against the number 2 seeded Stratford as they lost that game by 20. Great season though for Coach Bryant Thomas, in my opinion, maybe the coach of the year for the girls.
Yeah.
He did an amazing job with only about 6 or 7 players. Sometimes he even played with only 5. And the fact they won a region championship for the fourth consecutive year, they made it to the Elite Eight, won a playoff game. I credit him and the staff. They did a great job, great season, but they come up short in the Elite Eight of their quest of a three-peat. And then the Pacelli boys dominated Loganville Christian in the second half. First half, very competitive game, back and forth. It was actually close in that third quarter. It was a 6-point game with 2 minutes to go. And then Pacelli went on a run of all runs, as they always do, and they end up winning by 20. Michael Rowe was the player of the game. He was dominant, and they look like the team that's about to go for a three-peat on this week year in the GIAA. They are now 17-8 on the season. So great job, Pacelli,
Right.
boys and girls, Rich.
Yeah, and I was on the call for the 3A classification for the girls on that on that Friday, and then on Saturday we got another local team that actually advanced to the semifinals. Lagrange Academy. They're going to be playing in AVAC in Tifton as they took care of business against Thomas Jefferson. But yeah, congratulations to the Bocelli Vikings. They're taking on Bethlehem Christian. I think that they're going to roll in that game. I think that they're the only team I think that could give them trouble is Athens Christian. I know that they're taking on a very talented George Walton Academy, but I think we're going to get the same championship game as we got last year between Pacelli and Athens Christian.
All right. As far as the GHSA schools, we know all of Muskogee County, they were on a bye, but we found out who made the playoffs. We're going to talk about that in just a moment. But as far as teams that were playing, how about the Harris County Lady Tigers? Three-peat region champs, Coach Ramsey Dunn. What a season for them. 20 wins, that's a given, it seems like, with Coach Ramsey Dunn program. Winning a region championship is a given. So they'll be hosting a first-round playoff game tomorrow night. But congratulations to them. They were sensational. Ethan Pettit was on the call. They pulled off the upset over number 1 seed Stars Mill, and that game went back and forth. But Harris County are your region champs. Congratulations, Lady Tigers.
Yes. You know how they do the 4A classification and above. If you win the region, you're going to be the number 1 seed, and you're going to host 2 rounds of the playoffs. And then, of course, they have the GHSA coin flip. Fingers crossed that it's the top of the bracket. And Northside actually made it, as they are the 4th team that made it in out of their region. And so I think they got a pretty good draw. Harris County does play Northview. But yeah, congratulations to Coach Stephanie Ramsey Dunn and the Harris County Lady Tigers for getting it accomplished. And we're just so proud.
Yes, and want to say congratulations also to Northside making the playoffs. They won
Yes.
their first round matchup, and they were able to come in 4th place.
4th place, yeah.
But great season for Jaquilla Woods, and they will be on the road for the playoffs. But man, what a season for sure for those Harris County Lady Tigers. Now, Chatco, to wrap up this opening segment. Chattahoochee County boys win again. They are now, I think, 27-1
7-1, yeah.
over in the season. They're number 1 team in Division 1 AA, and they look like every bit a team that's going to win a state championship. They won their region championship over Taylor County. I want to talk about this first. Champ Simpson was player of the year, as he should have been, put up 23 points per game. He was player of the game and region tournament player. He was sensational, and he had a dunk in which he dunked on a young man, and the young man got underneath him where he couldn't land. And of course, while hanging on the rim, he gave him a shot. And so the young man got between Champ's legs when that happened. Again, not on Champ. And the young man took offense to that, but didn't do anything until he got into the handshake line. And the handshake line, He waited for his moment to punch Champ in the face as a cheap shot. Can't stand that, and I hope something happens in regards of reprimand for that young man. He has to learn his lesson now. If Taylor County is going to make the playoffs, he should be suspended from playing any playoff game.
Yes.
That cannot happen. But even further than that, as kids are going to make mistakes, but they have to have repercussions for their mistakes. Yes,
Right.
it's a kid. Yes, he should not. No, he should not be banned from basketball for life. I'm not saying that. This young man can learn from it and be a great basketball player down the line, but there should be some consequences. What I can't stand is grown men that we're getting in the middle of it. Are you kidding me? That is sad. It's despicable, and we're better than that as a society. When we see young people fighting, why, as grown men, do you think that joining in is better? Grown men. I'm gonna say it one more time. Grown men set the standard for younger players, for the young generation. And if your mindset is to fisticuffs and put them up and start fighting, man, oh man, how are we expecting the younger generation to be any better? Sad what happened there. And I commend Chaco parents for getting them away from it. That was solely on, from what I can tell, a lot of Taylor County parents were involved in some things that they should not have been involved in. And then, of course, Chattahoochee County parents are then having to respond. Regardless, as grown adults, we should not get in the middle of a high school fight. Now, I can't understand it, and nor will I ever. And it took away from the fact that Chattahoochee County is having an historic year. And that's what I'm upset about the most. Nobody's talking about the fact that Chatco won that game, the number one team. They got three incredible players: Bam Purnell, Richard, Camp Simpson,
Javen Tullis, Gavin Patterson.
and Gavin Patterson. What a job by Coach Glenn.
Coach of the year.
Excellent
Yeah.
season. And we're talking about nonsense because grown adults got involved in high school. Now, I get it. Once that punch was thrown, both teams are going to get in because they're protecting their teammates.
Right.
You break that up. But when I see grown men getting involved, that's when I think it's despicable, and you should be better than that. So that's all I'm going to say negatively. We're going to say positive on here. Chatco's region champs, and they look like they're the favorite. And as my dad always said, don't hate the player, hate the game. You don't like losing? Win then. Otherwise, don't take offense to the winning team talking trash. You want to shut them up? Beat them. Again, don't hate the player, hate the game. I'm done on my soapbox. Anything you want to add?
No,
Rich?
that was very well said, Thrift. I look at Chaco and I see their historic season, and I look at the brackets. And by the way, we did not get that bracket reveal show I really wanted because they released the brackets early on Saturday. I thought they were going to release them on Sunday, Thrift. But here I got the
Gotcha.
bracket. Chaco, they are the number one seed. Remember, Class 1 in Division 2, they do it a little bit differently. They don't do the power rankings. You got to rely on the GHSA coin flip. We know Chaco's going to host 2 home playoff games. They take on Atkinson County on Wednesday. If they win that, they'll take on the winner of Metter and Wilkinson County. And then there's Bowden. They could possibly meet Bowden in the quarterfinals.
Wow.
I think this is the slip-up game. Chaco has had a great season, but there has been some talks that who have they played? They have a fantastic record, and here is Bowden in the same bracket with them. We know that they're 4-time football champions. And we know that Bowden's got some tremendous athletes. That's going to be the game I'm interested to see. I still think Chaco can win. I still think Chaco can get to the Final Four. There's going to be some tough teams like Clinch County, Wheeler County on the other side of the bracket. Who knows? Maybe even Taylor County. I don't know. But I think that Chaco should be the favorite to win it all. And just to let everybody know that Final Four is going to be at Fort Valley State. I mean, that's perfect location for Chaco to make that drive on March the 6th. So I'm excited about Chaco. I hope they bring home a championship because they deserve it. What an incredible season.
Yeah. So again, great job by Chatco on the win. And I look forward to talking about them. But again, one more time, cannot stand what happened this past weekend at Chatco. Grown adults, let's do better. Let's set a standard
Yes.
for the young men and women.
That's great.
I expect a 16, 17-year-old to pop off and get upset. As someone saying our sound is bad, I want to make sure. For the young men and yeah, it's kind of maybe a little bit staticky. What we're going to do is we're going to take a break. We'll be right back after this.
Big things are happening at Glenn Smith GMC in Opelika.
Get massive savings on our entire lineup of GMC Sierras and the all-new, all-electric Sierra EV. Drive home a full-size GMC Sierra with over $14,250 off. Or go electric with up to $10,000 in savings on Sierra EV.
Buy today and you won't pay till May.
People from all over the USA buy from Glenn Smith Chevrolet.
Check us out 24/7 at glennsmith.com.
Get ready to smile.
Hello, everybody. This is DJ Jones with the Sports Visions Morning Show for the best in local, regional, and national sports news. Weekdays from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m.
You can find the Sports Visions Morning Show on Facebook, YouTube. Also, you can listen to us on Apple and Spotify by typing in the Sports Visions Morning Show and download the Sports Visions radio app right now in your app store today.
Sports Vision 92.1. We are your hometown sports guys.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Georgia Alabama Sports Live Show. As we want to say thank you so much for tuning in right now. And let's get into it. Let's talk about the brackets 2A girls. The number one team in girls, they got Josie. Number 2 girls is Murray County. 3 is Columbia. Number 4 is Morgan County. And they got Hardaway 5.
You know, Hardaway beat the top 3 teams last year.
They did, but again, it does not matter last year. So Hardaway 5. We potentially could have a Hardaway Columbus matchup in that Sweet 16. Holy smokes.
Carver.
Which would be this Saturday. Carver, there was a 12 seed. Hardaway Carver. We also have Shaw. They are going to be on the road. Last time I checked, they're 25. They're taking on West Side Macon out of Macon, Georgia. Yeah, 2A region. So looking forward to seeing them. Spencer did not make it. Thought they should have over some of the other teams that got in. It's kind of like last year. Rutland with a horrible record.
8-19. That's just because they finished 4th. And we had the same situation happen last year when a 4 in 2014 made it.
So only issue I have, I think Hardaway should have been at least a top 4 seed.
I agree.
If you did want to have them 1, 2, or 3, I get it. They had a little bit of a stretch, where they lost 3 in a row and they didn't have Rihanna the whole year. That should be taken into effect that they didn't have Rihanna. Now that they do have lost a game, but that's neither here nor there. If you want to keep them 4 instead of 3, 2, or 1, I wouldn't have a problem with it. But they should at least host all the way until they get to the semifinals. And if everything holds up chalk-wise, they'd be on the road at Morgan County for the Elite 8. I don't know how I feel about that, Big Rich. Doesn't give me a good, feeling in my stomach. So listen, What a season so far for Hardaway. Now that they get Rihanna back, I know Coach Kelly Ellison, she's not making excuses. She's going to say, hey, whoever we got in front of us, we're going to go out and win. They got Butler coming up. I think they have no problem tomorrow with Butler. I think they handle them with ease. I think Carver handles Callaway with ease. And if the matchup does happen, yes, we will be there on Saturday for Carver versus Hardaway girls. That would be the fourth time they face off.
Fourth time.
And Carver won the first. Hardaway's won the last two. Reminds us of Spencer last year.
Yes.
So we know that game will be packed. There will be a lot of standing room only. There will be a lot of trash talking. Your thoughts on this bracket, Rich?
Yep.
Sumter County, another team in this region that made it.
Yes.
They're 18. They'll be on the road at Laney.
By the way,
first round.
if they do win on Tuesday, that game would actually be on Friday. So that's February the 27th on my bracket. But
You're right. It is on Friday.
looking at this bracket, I do not agree that Hardaway got a 5th seed. I was the one that kept complaining that they were ranked 11th, and they're the defending champions. I know they lost a lot of seniors from last year's team, but this team should have at least been a 4 seed. Now, if everything holds up, they would have to play Morgan County on the road, which I think they could beat them home or away. It doesn't matter. I think Hardaway can have a path to get to the Final Four, where they'll probably take on Josie. Josie's a team that they played them close last year in the Final Four. Josie was the defending champs. They were the #1 team last year. Murray County on the other side of the bracket, and Columbia, which Hardaway beat all 3 teams last year. There's not really a team that surprised me. Hey, how about that? Salem got in. They must have had a much better season this year. They went 4-24 last year, and they got in. So good for them. Thompson, Butler, obviously Butler's in that same region with Thompson and Josie. I mean, they play a tough schedule. I know that the knock on Hardaway is that they're in a region that's top heavy. There are some teams at the bottom of the region that they have won, and is, according to the power rankings, are some of the bottom teams in the entire state. So I can get that argument why they didn't put them in the top 4.
All right, now let's go to 2A boys. 2A boys classification, there are 5 teams within this region that made it. First off, I'm glad that they got this one right, which
got it right.
is the #1 overall seed. Richard is, of course, Carver,
That school on the hill.
and as they should be the #1 seed. Now,
Yeah.
I think Spencer's a little low. I would have them 8, so they could at least host the first 2 rounds. But they got them 9. They'll host Hart, and if Murray County beats Carver Atlanta, Spencer would be on the road, and we could potentially get for the 4th time Carver and Spencer in the quarterfinals. I'll tell you this: according to Sandy Spill, Terrell is a top 10 team, and so is Redan. So the winner of that game taking on Carver could be a fun matchup.
Yeah, it
and
would.
I'd definitely keep an eye out for that one. According to Sandy Spill, both those teams, Redan and Terrell, are underseeded according to the power rankings and Sandy Spill's rankings. Here's some other teams. How about Crisp County? They're the #4 seed in the entire tournament. Crisp County could be a potential matchup for them. Morgan County's 5. Other local teams, Shaw on the road at Burke. I think Shaw has a very winnable game. I was looking at Burke
Yes.
County. I think Shaw could win that and get an upset. Kendrick, the #22 seed, which I don't know how Kendrick got a higher seed than Shaw. If I guess they're not taking into account what happened in the region tournament.
Yeah, they just
And
take
Shaw
them.
beat him 2 out of 3 times. They don't care about that. So
Yeah.
Kendrick will be on the road against Franklin County. If they win, I think they have a chance to upset Kip or Callaway. Now, according to Sandy Spill, Kip's the #2 team. Carver's 3. #1 team is, if I'm not,
I believe the defending champ.
yeah, Butler, who is the #2 seed. And then Sumter County, also in this, they are the 19th seed. So Sumter Shaw all on the road. Sumter Shaw and Kendrick all on the road. Spencer and Carver hosting first round on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Saturday, Spencer would be on the road. And if Shaw, Sumter, and Kendrick all win, it depends on what happens with the other game, but they'll potentially be on the road once again, too.
Yeah, I noticed Columbia is underseeded. They were, according to Kyle Sandy, they were ranked at the top, and they were #1 most of the year. They must have not won their region. That's why they're a 7 team. Morgan County, we saw them in the Border Wars. They're a very talented team. I think that they can end up winning their matchup against Cahola Creek. And Tattnall County, that school out of Glenville, know a lot about them. Rutland, part of that Middle Georgia Sports Live, they got a 13th seed taking on Thompson. That'll be a great matchup. We can see Rutland and Crisp County, the Battle of Macon versus Cordele. I know Middle Georgia Sports Live will be all over that matchup, but I like the bracket. Sumter County is a team to watch out for. They got to go on the road. And I do think that Kendrick and Shaw are capable of winning road playoff games.
All right, now, but again, Carver, the heavy favorite, and
Heavy
hopefully
favorite.
Coach Allen's team. We're cheering for all Columbus teams,
Of
but
course.
we think this is Carver has the best opportunity to
Yes.
win a state championship. Let's talk about 4A girls. 4A girls, we have Harris County. They will be hosting a couple of rounds. First, they'll take on Northview. If they win that, they'll take on the winner of Stockbridge and Blessed Trinity. And then if they win that, they'll have a coin flip between probably Warner Robins. If Warner Robins makes it, if not, if Carterville make it, who knows? Harris County could host the first 3 rounds and make a Final Four appearance. And then Northside Columbus will be on the road at Marist. That's going to be a tough one, Richard.
Yeah,
but
it
I
really
think
is.
Harris County's trying to make sure they get that bad taste out of their mouth from last year losing in the first round to Pace.
Yeah, we remember 2 years ago they made it to the quarterfinals, but they lost by 1 point to Cartersville. I think that they want to try to get further. I know last year it's just a bad matchup because Pace Academy was in a great region, and they just happened to finish 4th place. I'd be excited to see a Harris County Warner Robins quarterfinal. You know how big that would be for Georgia Alabama Sports Live and Middle Georgia Sports Live? I know that Middle Georgia Sports Live does a great job covering Warner Robins, and so we would all enjoy that very much.
Yes, we would. And now finally the 2A boys, that's not 2A boys, but the Class A boys Division 2. So Chatco is the number 1 team. Remember, they don't do power rankings in Class A Division
Yeah, they
2.
don't.
So they'll host Atkinson. I don't think they'll have a problem with Wilkinson or Metter. And potentially they could take on Bowden, as you may mention. I don't know if they have a problem with them. To be honest with you, I think they handle their business, and I think they cut down the nets, to be frank
I
with you.
really, I think so too. If there's a slip up, I mean, even a team like Manchester, they're rebuilding. Mitchell County, Clinch County, there are some teams, Washington Wilkes, that have been great all season, but Chaco is just playing on another level, and they've been number 1. And this is the rankings that I actually value the most. It's not Max Preps, it's Sandy Spell. Every time Kyle Sandy comes out with his rankings, I trust that rankings more than any rankings because I believe Kyle Sandy is the basketball guru in the state of Georgia, and he knows what he's talking about.
And I agree with you on that, Richard. And I think we know what we're talking about. So there's our breakdown. If we can come back now, and I want to say this, a couple things. Pacelli boys, they're going to be hosting Bethlehem Christian, the number 5 seed. I think they have no problem with that. That's
Yes.
at 7:30 on Thursday at Columbus State University. So you got nothing going. It is $20 for adults, $15 for students, and it's at Columbus State Lumpkin Center. 7:30 is what time Pacelli plays. We will be cheering on the Vikings as we hope they can cut down the nets. If they win, they'll take on 8 o'clock on Saturday at the Lumpkin Center. So this Thursday, make sure you're in attendance, 7:30, Final Four game. Pacelli taking on Bethlehem Christian, the number 1 Pacelli taking on number 5 Bethlehem Christian. We're going to take a break. We got more here on the Georgia Alabama Sports Live Show.
Big things are happening at Glenn Smith GMC in Opelika.
Get massive savings on our entire lineup of GMC Sierras and the all-new all-electric Sierra EV. Drive home a full-size GMC Sierra with over $14,250 off. Or go electric with up to $10,000 in savings on Sierra EV.
Buy today and you won't pay till May.
People from all over the USA buy from Glenn Smith Chevrolet.
Check us out 24/7 at glennsmith.com.
Get ready to smile.
What's up, everyone? Thrift Behringer here with Masterwall CEO C. Smithwick. They're one of our first sponsors. We didn't even know what sponsors were 4 years ago when I was doing this off my phone. Thank you so much, C, for your support of Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Oh, it's something that was needed for so long in the Valley, and me with my history of being a coach and all. Love to support it. You do a great job with that. Even when you were doing it on your phone, it was great.
I appreciate it, man. And again, we wouldn't be able to cover the 50 different high schools and all the different sports without Masterwall and different businesses like yourself. But you're also a coach and now a award-winning author. We have Believer, Bulldog, and Coach. You can get on Amazon right now. You were the winningest basketball coach in Calvary history. What was the mindset behind writing this book?
Well, it's, I kind of treated it as a ministry, and I treat our business as a ministry. Loved what I did as a coach, working with those young guys and trying to set an example and point them in the right direction, and kind of do the same thing with business. So, you got to build it with a lot of good people around you, the right support group, and once again, I call it a ministry because that's the way I see it.
You can get this award-winning book right now on Amazon, and it's going to tell the whole story of C. Smithwick from being an award-winning coach and a Hall of Famer and having the court named after him and then building this incredible business. I can't wait to dive into it, Coach.
Good. Hope you enjoy it. It's about never giving up. So that's what a coach needs to know. It's what an entrepreneur needs to know.
The name of it is Believer, Bulldog Coach, right now on Amazon. And thank you again to C. Smithwick and Masterwall for their support of Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Thanks for having me.
Big things are happening at Glenn Smith GMC in Opelika.
Get massive savings on our entire lineup of GMC Sierras and the all-new
Welcome back, everyone, here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. We want to say thank y'all so much for tuning in, as always, and let's get into it. Let's talk about what we got going on around the area. But first, we're going to do some rankings, and I'm trying to pull them up. Sorry, everybody. And the last thing I saw, baseball power rankings. We're going to go ahead and throw them up. We're going to start some new ones. We have not done any since the preseason. We've not done girls. We're not going to do girls and boys basketball rankings anymore until after the season. So we will have our final one coming up after the championship, which is March the 14th, I think, for 2A girls. March the 12th is for Class A for the boys. For the March 14th for 2A boys 2 and 2A girls is at 11. So we would potentially could see Carver and Hardaway if they both make it like we think they could.
Yeah.
For Hardaway girls and Carver boys, they could both be playing at that time. Let's start with the baseball power rankings. Number 10 is Russell County. They just got smoked by Columbus the other day, 15-1. Wow, what a bad.
Yeah.
Actually, they just upset Calvert.
They just lost to
Columbus also beat Harris County, but have lost to teams like Pacelli, Glenwood, and Northside. Jordan starting off to a slow start, so is Pacelli. Shaw beat Pacelli, but then got smoked by Calvary. So, again, these are all
early,
and they're all playing each other. And we do baseball rankings a little bit different than we do our other rankings because they do play head-to-head, and baseball is a little bit easier to evaluate and be able to compare the private and the public because it's a little bit different in terms of how roster size is and everything else with that sport. Number 5, Harris County. They're 4-3 on the year. Number 4 is Calvary, 1-1. Number 3, we made new rankings, didn't we? And we had Calvary was supposed to be number 5. Harris County was number 4. I thought we had talked about that. So either way, Calvary 5, Harris County 5, Calvary 4. Brookstone, we brought in number 3. Northside has beaten a lot of the local teams. They've gotten off to a great start. In Glenwood, doing Glenwood things. They won that Southeast Classic, beat Columbus, and then Northside to be 2-0. They'll be taking on Russell County this week, Mary Montgomery, and then on Saturday, they're going to be at Gwinnett at the AAA Stadium playing for some games in that Southeastern Classic. So I can't wait to be able to see that, Richard. Top 10, what do you think?
Yeah, big game tomorrow. Glenwood at Calvary. You got the number 1 and number 4 team. You've got Pacelli taking on Carver on Wednesday. I think that's a very unique matchup because Coach Bowman was a middle school coach for Pacelli, and that's going to be at Carver. Columbus, I know their record says they're 2-6. I mean, they've lost to LaGrange, they lost to Northside, they lost to Troup County. Obviously, they have lost to a lot of great teams. But I think once they get into region play, they're going to start rattling off wins. If you look at Pacelli and Jordan, I know their record does not reflect the type of teams that they are. And then you got some teams on the outskirts, like Smith Station was 10 last week in the preseason. They're 0-3, but they have an opportunity. Their home opener is tomorrow against Prattville. We'll be on the call for that. And then Hardaway, they lost to Chaco today. So Hardaway is got I think they're 500 right now, but they played a lot of those lower tier teams. So we're keeping an eye on those teams that are outside of the top 10.
Yep.
And we cannot wait to showcase these teams. I know we've seen the likes of Shaw, Harris County already a couple times so far. So we kind of got a measuring stick of how good these teams really are.
No doubt. And again, we'll get a better idea because this week, speaking of schedule, we can take those rankings down. We have a couple things. For one, Prattville at Smith Station tomorrow, baseball. We got Glenwood at Calvary baseball on Tuesday. And then we also got Valley at Glenwood softball. We got Beauregard at Smith Station baseball on Wednesday. Thursday is a couple softball games, Hanley at Smith's, and then Bishop State at CBCC doubleheader softball. On Friday, we got Jordan at Pacelli soccer. We also got Russell County at Glenwood baseball doubleheader starting at 4:30.
Nice.
That day. They take on Russell County, and then they take on Mary Montgomery in that doubleheader. And then we also got on potentially Hardaway hosting Carver, which we would do. And potentially tomorrow we could be doing Harris County taking on Northview. So we could have all those coming up, Big Rich. So I'm excited about, and again, bear with us. We are for sure doing all those baseball games and stuff. We're going to still be covering the GIAA. It's not on our platform, but it's on GIAA.tv. That is $29.99 for the semifinals, $39.99 for the state championship, and that gives you access to every game that we're doing. So make sure to go to GIAA.tv right now to be able to see all those games that we will be broadcasting. Looking forward to being there. And then plus, as I may mention, all the baseball games. And on Friday, potentially Carver versus Hardaway. We might be there for that one as well. All right. Well, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back from break, we will wrap it up here by talking a little bit of Columbus State University, men's and women's basketball, River Dragons, and more. It's the Georgia Alabama Sports Live Show. Don't go anywhere.
Imagine a life-changing injury. Imagine the fear and unknown. The Houston Clinic Sports Medicine Team, the only physicians in the area with advanced certification in orthopedic sports medicine, treats sports injuries with innovative techniques. The Houston Clinic has helped nearly 1 million athletes live without pain. Imagine getting back in the game. Imagine the best game of your life. The Houston Clinic Sports Medicine Team.
For the big, for the small, the short, and the tall. Peacemakers, risk takers. For the optimists, pessimists, exhibitionists. For long distance love. For the farsighted, nearsighted. For introverts and extroverts. For the thinkers and the doers. For old friends. Coca-Cola. For everyone.
Big things season happening at Glenn Smith Chevrolet in Opelika.
Chevy Silverado and Traverse are ready for your driveway. Drive home today a full-size powerhouse Chevy Silverado with up to $13,000 off. Or get a loaded Traverse, the roomy Chevy SUV with third-row seating, and enjoy up to $6,500 off.
Buy today and you won't pay till May.
Smart people from all over the USA buy from Glenn Smith Chevrolet.
Online 24/7 at glennsmith.com. Get ready to smile.
Welcome back, everyone, in the show. And I know we were going to talk Columbus State. We're going to actually save Columbus State River Dragons. And what we're going to do is the Hula Hands highlight of the week. We got nominees. Let's see where they are.
Here it is. She got it. 3-point game. 14 seconds to go. Here comes Stars Mill. Long pass. Caught by Olsen. Puts up a mid-range 2. Off the mark. Gets it out. A 3. Missed. Another 3. Puts it up. Missed again. And Coley holds it, and Harris County are region champions.
Struggle a little bit converting from one to the other, but see if Sam Landon catches Carino leaning off first with a pickoff.
And Connor Dormany, and he has got no easy task. Bases are loaded, no outs. And number 17, Hayes Keatle, just put another one onto the softball field for a grand slam. Hayes Keatle puts an exclamation mark on this one, drives in 4, and made it look effortless.
Struggle a little bit converting from one to the other, but see if Sam Landon catches Carino leaning off first with a pickoff to end the third inning.
Welcome back, everyone, here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. You see the highlights. Go vote right now on our Instagram to see who those nominees are going to be, man. And we have a busy week. Like I said, I cannot wait to see how the playoffs will give you updates on that. We got a live show from Glenn Smith on Friday. We'll have a live show from Hula Hands tomorrow night doing ITG and our show, all at kind of multiple. So looking forward to doing that. Big Red should be a lot of fun. Breaking it all down and giving you the ultimate coverage that only we can provide. So it's been a long night for sure, man, and we'll see you live tomorrow night, and then we got another one on Friday, so stay tuned. Like us on Facebook, subscribe to the YouTube channel, same thing on Instagram. Thank y'all so much for watching. We'll see you next time on the Georgia Alabama Sports Live Show.